going to use just a little bit of shea butter. When you're applying any kind of cream or lotion, start off small. You can always add, but it's a little bit harder to take away. If you ever find that you do add too much, use a towel to sop some of it up. I spread that on my hands first, and now I'm just applying liberally to her back. I want enough slide so that I can glide over skin, but not so much that it's just slick with no grip. I want to be able to grip skin and slide around. She specifically asked if she should tie her hair up. I usually have my client's hair down. I like working through the scalp, moving the hair around. I feel like it's less tight on their scalp when it's down and relaxed. I've applied the lotion. I'm working right here along the spine. She's got some tension there. Big, broad, flat thumbs sliding down and along. Missy, if that's ever too much pressure, just let me know. Worked on one side of the spine. Then we'll get the second portion here. We've worked along the back. I'm going to slide out over the upper arm. Encourages that rotation. You'll see that little bit of movement through the shoulder blades by using the humerus, the upper arm bone, as a handle. Then soft, flat knuckles. I'm gonna hook at the top, lean in. My arms are lengthened. My body weight just slides in and along. Coming around to the side, I'm going to hook right around the iliac crest, up over the hip bones. Slowly, the shape of the ribs is down this way. I'm trying to hook my fingers into the ribs and then glide along with them. Right up around the shoulder blade, hooking and pulling. If you're ever working at the table and you feel like it starts to slide, just hook your thigh into the table so that when you pulls the table into you, it doesn't slide on the floor. Feeling my way through here and along that border, the shoulder blade. We hit part of our trap there, the little pop over. There we go. And up to the base of the neck. Lengthening and pulling. The hair is out of the way, so I'm going to slide down and along. Part of Swedish is these long flowing strokes. I tend to blend, mix and match what people think of as Swedish and deep tissue in a way that feels organic. It flows nicely. And same thing to the opposite side. Just depends how far over you want to move your body, but you can use the arms to hook around the ribs, around the side. Maybe varying the speed. Are you really, really slow? Sometimes. and sometimes I pick it up. A lot of it is by feel. No hard and fast rules. Just communicate with the receiver. Hooking around the rhomboids. The rhomboids attach along the vertebral border of the shoulder blade and go to the spine, hooking right through those guys. Gliding up. And just like before, we pulled the hair out of the way. I'm gonna hook in with the thumb, slide down, and glide along the erector spinae. You can repeat that about 5,000 times according to the receiver's wishes. Broad palms along the back. One of my favorite areas to work. I'm going to pull my stool in so I can sit. Give a little pressure and jostle right over the shoulder blade. She was having some issues earlier with her shoulder. Usually these guys seem to be involved. I believe it's teres minor and infraspinatus right through here. This border. Got a little crack in my own knuckle, moving around there. Little circles, little jostle. Feels comfortable on my hand. Not too much pressure, Missy? Yeah, right through there. Working that around. And then we'll switch it up, try the other side. See what the difference is. Working through. Using the right tool for the job. If you ever take classes with me, rarely will I ever tell you something is wrong. What I will tell you is some things are more effective depending on what you're trying to do. And the way I've determined what's more effective is just through trial and error. Again and again and again, working with people, trying to help them with chronic pain. You at home, working on your friends, working on your loved ones. You do not have to have a license to do wonderful, wonderful massage that's just as good in some cases as what you'd get from a licensed practitioner. The good thing about working on someone at home is it doesn't really cost anything. It's a wonderful skill to have. Look into short courses. Find a massage therapist like me who teaches continuing education and take a class. Learn some. This side here felt a little more tight to me. You'll see there's a little more blood flow. I'm gonna work through here. General to specific. We were doing a general back sequence. Found something a little more gnarly. And I'm gonna slide through there. Hook along the arm, guide that out along the tricep, posterior deltoid. Remember we talked about supraspinatus earlier? This little guy. This is the spine of the scapula. Infra, below, supra. Infraspinatus, supraspinatus. Hook in right there. Not too much, Missy? No. And we softened this a little bit earlier, so it's probably a little bit more open. Hooking in And then switch it up. Go into infraspinatus. Hooking down the arm again through the tricep. Often it feels like when I work the back, I wind up draining the arms. Instead of working with the cardiovascular system pushing up the arms, it feels like I'm draining the arms. Gonna hook that fist in, slide it down and over. She slowly releases more and more. Let's go as she builds trust. Work down this side of the back. Change it up. We drew our attention here. Now we're going back on the spine again. If I want to give her some space, I can hook, jostle. Now I'm engaging that same slide with this lift. It allows these muscles to shorten and lengthen. Now a little further out, closer to the shoulder blade, same thing. Then in this case, I'm going to hook around this axillary border. Axilla just means shoulder blade. If I don't say axillary border, it makes me sound not professional. Hook both sides. Now, just because of the angle, I can hook into this. This is the bottom point of the shoulder blade and it spreads. I'm on either side, just hooking through here. And this right here, tender? Yeah. It just feels dense. This, pliable and soft. This, some beef jerky, right in there. So you come in, sliding through. And in this case, I'm gonna again engage just a bit of lift. It's gonna give me a little more space to hook in there. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. This is getting right into what I believe is teres minor and major. Major and minor are part of the rotator cuff. They rotate in opposite directions. She feels that right there. But she is a massage therapist. She works with her right arm, and she has about 9 million clients worth of tension living right there. Oh, cross fiber right into there. Now, if you're saying, wait, I thought he was working on the back. Well, what is the back attached to? It's attached to Missy, and that is the philosophical conundrum. Because if we take Missy as an organism and break her down into organ systems, organs, tissues, and she essentially dissolves into subatomic particles, when does she ever get to be Missy? We're working on a body, but you're working on a person. That part of her shoulder, around her shoulder blade, attaches to the upper back. It helps set some posture. If those muscles are tight and restricted, she's not getting a full range of motion. And that's what we're trying to restore by doing good massage and body work. I'm gonna hook on this other side just because we worked on the other. This feels completely different to me. Not to say there's no tension here, but it felt like it was more muscularly developed on the right side. Hooking around the shoulder blade there, opening that guy up, working through. You can see the redness in the skin. That's a good thing. not causing an issue. If you decided it was too much friction on skin, you can always add more cream or oil. I'm gonna hook under the shoulder blade here again on this side, and I'm gonna hook right along the spine, sliding down. Hooking around both. Feeling, using tools. If your hands get tired, switch it out. You can switch to forearms. I'm gonna hook down and around. And again, down and around. And this is where, if I had hair down, I could pull the hair over. I'm gonna hold with one hand. I'm gonna hook the forearm around. You see that shoulder blade lift? I'm hooking up around the neck, around the shoulder blade and flattening out. And then gliding over down the arm. Again, hooking up around the shoulder blade, up and over. Getting this attachment between the neck, the shoulder blade, the upper back. Sliding along the tricep. Engaging movement. Using movement to access muscles. Always trying to work smart. I got a little more elbow now. I'm gonna go slow, gliding around her shoulder blade. Sliding out, down and around. Big, broad pressure. Hopped over tricep there. Now I'm gonna shift right along the spine. Big, broad, flat forearm. Down the upper back. I'm gonna broaden out the forearm, a little more lateral. Down into the lower back. And I'm gonna come up again with a reinforced. Hey, why not? Always want to balance out a little bit to left, a little bit to right. Again, I usually work the right side a bit more. People have more tension there typically. Sliding up, or at least away from me. Down around the shoulder blade. Hooking, forearm broad over infraspinatus. Down along the tricep. Back again. You can use that free hand to scoop into the hair. You'll see how much that shoulder blade lifts, that big broad forearm sliding around the upper back. I get more of a point, a little more pointed there. Right along the spine. You have to develop some sensitivity to do this. You're going to slide down the spine, slowly lift my own body so I can come down. Sliding, moving the forearm out. Broad on the right side of the spine. And reinforced, you can come up again. If it feels choppy at first, don't worry, practice. I guarantee you have friends. They're happy to come over for a massage. Working through the upper back, around that shoulder blade, out and down again. You can hook into both supraspinatus here. Supraspinati? Don't know. What is supraspinatus plural? It's Latin. Hooking around the rotator cuff again. Knuckles. Little circles. Opening this up. Right along the shoulder blade. What direction feels good? Is it little circles? Change it up. You speed up, you slow down, you develop your own rhythm. Down the back again, just like we started. Sliding down the erector spinae, tractioning the lumbar spine gently. You can hook the thumbs into the same area. If you decide they need a little bit more, fingers right along, cross fiber friction, right through there. You can do the same on the same side. Not quite as bad. If you decide to work the neck, you can hook around the top, being careful not to press the thumbs, the fingers, into the front of the neck, or at least to the back and the posterior, the back of the neck, sliding through there. I'm going to hook almost into the base of the skull. In her case, I feel some tension right there. I'm going to sit, oh yeah, right in there. All those pointed fingers are just sliding right into that groove at the base of the occiput, where the atlas and axis, the top two cervical vertebrae, have muscles that connect there, the suboccipitals. Suboccipital, below the occipital bone, right there. Too much pressure, Missy? Okay. Now I've got a hook right there. It's giving a little bit of pressure into her face, into the bolster, which is why I asked, into the face rest. I'm gonna glide a little to my right and then a little to my left. I'm just guiding my fingers into that little groove there. And then back and forth, side to side. And then scalp from this position. Easy, easy, easy to come in, apply some pressure. You can hook a little bit around the ears. They're a little bit more difficult to see, but my fingers are sliding up and around. But it's particularly nice on this posterior portion at the base of the skull. It's wide open for our fingers to deliver pressure there. I tell my clients that I do wonderful massage and body work and horrible hair, because they always come out with their hair all ruffled everywhere. That's why massage therapists team up with good hairdressers and tag team. Right in there, right along our temporalis. Feel that in there. up around her temples. When you do work on someone's back or neck, I often recommend you do some head, neck, and scalp work at the end. It feels like a wonderful way to complete the work. I think when you work on multiple body parts, it reinforces the connection, that integration between the back and the head. The neck, the back, and the head. Reinforces that we're one person, different parts, all connected. And in her case, I could grab, since her hair is long, I'm gonna grab around. I'm gonna pull and roll some of that together. Now, the reason I suspect she likes this is because she has long hair, like me. And she has long hair for a reason. Because she wants someone to make contact with her scalp. I can engage this big twist to the hair, all the way to the end, and then I just slide. We twisted one direction, then I'm going to twist the other. If I pull on a single strand, it's uncomfortable. When you pull on all of it, it tractions all of this through the scalp. Twist and twist and twist and twist. And then I'm going to glide along. And you can also just change the direction. If you grab it just right, you can pull different directions. It takes a little while to work with this to figure out how to grab it without just pulling hair. Now I can give a little bit of length. Is that too much, Missy?
Oh no.
She's about to die. If I could put her in water and just float her around a saltwater pool, I think all of her stresses and worries would go away just by that handle. And if you twist it one way, just twist the other. Everybody's hair texture will be a little bit different, so you have to play with this. In my case, I have hair that's just about as long as hers, so I've got a little more practice at this. And you lengthen. In her case, I can also get to the ears from this position just to soften them up. Give a little traction right along the lobes. She's got good, soft, pliable ears there. Doesn't feel overly tight. And back to the back again. Pulling. All of the cream and lotion that we used has mostly absorbed. And this is what I love, because if you're doing a long session, you started off with a lot of slide, and now it's slow because all of that cream is absorbed and allows you a little bit more pressure. Too much pressure, Missy? Yeah, I felt a little bit of contraction around there, and I just asked her. Just sliding along. And again, we went to the rotator cuff, right? Sometimes this stuff is tight enough that I'll do a pass and go somewhere else. Soften her neck, soften her scalp, and then come in again. Right through there. Out along the arms. Always when you work with someone, go slow. Pay attention to their needs. Encourage them to communicate with you verbally if need be. Too much pressure? Good. Not enough pressure? Small verbal cues. It's also important, if you work with someone, partner up, give and receive. You get a chance to practice strokes from the videos that we produce here on Psyche Truth. We want you to use these and work on each other. If you have questions, just ask. We're happy to provide you information so that you can work on your friends and family. Out along the spine again. Broad, flat thumbs. You give a little bit of traction at the end, down along the sacrum. And to finish up, some people have different feelings about tapotement. I really like this to change it up. I say it's not traditional if you don't get the quacky quacky. Got to get the noise. There's something about this rhythm that breaks up what we were just doing. If you do it too frequently, they'll know that the session is about to end. And thank you, Missy. I hope that feels better.